Welcome back to The Truth with Trinity, and I am your host, Trinity. And if this is your first time tuning into the podcast, I wanted to send you a very warm welcome. Here I talk about issues that happen within the black community, hopefully with some type of means to solve them, or at least some type of food for thought to go about your daily way. So I wanted to get started and jump right in to this episode's topic, which is the measure of a man, a call for the black man to stand. So I wanted to make a small disclaimer. I am not a man, I'm a woman. And, I know a lot of guys, not all guys, but, there's a small little population of black men, that will say a woman cannot raise a man. So I have something for those guys. So for every man that says that a woman can't raise a man, they need to make sure that they are raising their boys, especially every day. Okay? Because if you feel like the black woman cannot raise a black son on her own, and I feel like it's best that you're there to make sure that you're doing so. And I halfway agree with it, halfway don't. I feel like black women, a lot of black women, they do what they have to do. And no, it's not just black women that have to raise sons alone, but let's face it, it's a very heavy population of black women that are raising them alone. And I don't want to, go away from my topic at hand. I wanted to talk to the black man out there, and I wanted to say that I understand that the history of the black man has been tumultuous and disheartening, especially in this country, America. The lynchings, the beatings, the made to be in submission, and also being raped as well. And yes, not only were black women raped, but also black men raped back then, and a lot of their manhood was taken and not being able to provide or to stand on their own. And that has caused a lot of problems with our men even in 2021. And I bring this up because, I've had debates with other guys before, and, we went back and forth about, black women and their issues and black men and their issues. And, you know, for starters, we need to stop comparing and competing about who's had it the hardest in this country as far as black men and black women. I think that's one of the things that divides us, with us feeling like, having to, get our point across as far as who's had it hardest in this country when we've both, both black men and women have had it pretty tough in this country. But I do want to say this. I heard a famous uh, teacher, he said that, the man is responsible for his family and his communities. And he broke it down in a little metaphor. He said, I'm the preacher of a very big mega church, and I might not have been at the church that day or whatever, but he said, what if there's a fight that breaks out in the parking lot and someone gets hurt and, someone files a lawsuit? And he said that even though he wasn't there, but because it happened on his property as the CEO, then his name's going to be on the lawsuit. So he's responsible for what happened in that parking lot. And I tie that into black men, okay? With the conditions of the children in our country and the women, that they are responsible. And you might say, responsible for who or what? See, that's part of the problem. You don't hear other races of men saying they're not responsible for their women and children. You don't hear them saying that. Yes, there's bad bunches of men in every group, so we're not going to say it's not. But I think that's one of the things that, during slavery that was taken away from the black man, that he lost his sense of his rights and responsibilities. So that's not to say that every bad action that happens with, a black woman or child is his fault, but it's his responsibility. So I challenge and encourage you to think about these things that I say. Also, another thing is with black men and their unity. You know, I don't care if you hate each other. I don't care if you don't like each other. But if someone from the outside tries to destroy and kill you, you need to put that aside. So I don't care if, you're in a gang or if you are arguing over money or drugs. If someone from the outside tries to kill you, you guys need to have unity, because that's one of the things that, the black brothers are missing. They're missing unity. And I emphasize that because when you're spread apart and you look at yourself as individuals, it's easy for someone to infiltrate in the ranks and take your life. Now, that's not to say it can't happen even if it's a group of you all, but it's a lesser chance. And when we talk about white and black crime, that's why it's so difficult to, or for anyone to come in and do the same things to white men, because they have a unity. They have an unspoken oath. They have a brotherhood to where even if they don't like each other, they just got finished arguing. One of them just slept with their girlfriend, their homeboy, whatever. If something comes from the outside to attack them, they're going to band together. Now, this is not about war, and this is not about causing harm to anybody, but let's face it, sometimes you don't have to cause harm to people and they want to harm you. So my point is, with the black man, it's time for you to put down your differences. It's time for you to, not major on the minor. And when it comes down to it, it's time for y'all to love each other. It's time for y'all to embrace each other. It's time for y'all to walk together. It's time for y'all to talk together. It's time for y'all to eat together. So whatever you're doing out there, it's time for you to build some type of unity in what you're doing. It's time for you to think 10 steps ahead. It's time that there needs to be a new beginning with you. The black woman, she needs you. And a lot of black men will say, oh, black women act like they don't need us. The only reason why a lot of black women act that way now is because the trust has been so destroyed. Black women need consistency. Okay? And it's not going to happen overnight. So you can't act nice one day and think that she's going to put her trust in you. Okay? The destruction has been so bad on the black woman that it would take time. So if you're dealing with a woman that you know is a good woman, it's going to take time for you and repetition for you to show her that trust can be rebuilt. And I believe that is one thing that the black man can achieve. Because if the black man and the black woman can stand together and we can build strong families, then I think, and I know, not I think, I know things will change for us. Things won't be perfect. And America will always be America. But within America, we'll have each other instead of being against each other. And I just wanted to say one last time, it's time for the black man to stand. It's time for him to stand together. strong. It's time for him to heal his pain. It's time for them to stop killing each other. It's time for them to stop watching videos and TV and paying attention to things that really don't exist in reality and displaying them not amongst, well, amongst and upon each other. All the gunplay, you can save those bullets, okay? Like I said, there's a under 12% population of black people in this country. And that's one thing we can take note from white people. They believe in race preservation. That's why they don't kill each other as much. That's why they don't want to prosecute other white people unless it's another white on white crime. If it's anybody from the outside, as long as it's not, they're not harming their own people, they're not going to do any killing mainly. And I think we need to take note of that. We need to stop killing each other over petty minor stuff. Okay? And that's pretty much it for this segment. To add another thing is I have high hopes and expectations for black men because you all are kings. But not just saying it though. It's time for us to evolve back to who we were. And the only way we can do that is by getting back in touch with the God of our forefathers. The God over Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Lion of the tribe of Judah. We must put down these pagan gods and these paganistic beliefs that were put upon us. And it's not about slavery religion. It goes deeper than that. It's about spirituality and about our source with God, because you are the Son of Man. You are the Son of the Most High King, the man of melanin. And it's time for you to start acting like it. Time is really becoming short. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you all. I hope to hear from you again, or if you have any questions or suggestions, you can email me at thetruthwithtrinity@gmail.com. Peace and blessings.